Scholars, welcome to the counselor's office. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor. Welcome to the counselor's office. Anthem. Anthem. I played it. I spent a weekend doing it. It is now dead.
We come to say goodbye to Anthem. Rest in peace to Anthem, the original Destiny killer. Today we say goodbye. As today, as we're recording, is Monday. The servers have been shut down. R.I.P. We will miss you.
So what it is, I actually played it. Now, I didn't play it as in it was intended. I didn't do in-game or whatever in-game there may have been. I know that was a pain point. I did play the campaign and was pissed off. I have never been more annoyed by some of the stupid quest lines. Like the tomb was bullshit. And this is after they nerfed stuff. And then also having to find titans to get the stupid bullshit to move. Like, it was just awful experience. Like, it was almost like hitting a rail bump. I finally experienced it. I heard people talking about it like a long time ago, and it really hit me in the head when I ran into it myself. It was very noticeable, even with all the nerfs that they had done years later, right? But I played it, I beat it, and it had a lot of potential. It was enjoyable, and it's unfortunate. Greed killed it. We almost had a resurrection of it, and now you can no longer play it. I think this is going to be a growing trend for online only games. We're going to see more anthems, and with costs going up and prices going up, I absolutely believe you will see more live service games start to come down. And when they do, I hope there is nothing but fury from gamers. By the way, this person is Mario's correct. Anthem is nothing better than a paper, like a coaster. It's a $10 coaster for my Mountain Dew. And it's a shame. It is so stupid that you could probably, I hope that they remove these from like GameStop and Amazon and eBay outside of or they clearly say, hey, cannot play. When you say dead game, like people talk about, say Destiny's dead, like it's a dead game. This is what a dead game actually looks like. This right here, it doesn't get more dead than this. The Destiny killer is dead. It's funny. It's funny, but it's true. So anyway, we've got, I didn't know which version. I'm going to look at both of them, I guess, kind of see. And so we're going to look at this article by the IGN. Fans are saying farewell to Anthem, BioWare's failed live service blockbuster. So let's jump into it. Let's see what IGN has to say about it. Fans are saying farewell to Anthem, BioWare's failed live service blockbuster, as its servers are switched off and the game disappears forever. Officially, at least. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? It's not like people are just gonna magically figure out. I mean, they might be able to figure it out, but I feel like if they were able to figure a way to play, emulate this game, they would have done it. I feel like we would already had it. Or maybe it's the fact that it's actually shut down now and people will try to find an way to emulate it. I don't know. We'll see. Anthem's publisher EA announced last year that the jetpack-fueled shooter had just months to live, and cautioned the server shutdown would render the game completely unplayable, with its world, characters, and lore no longer available once the plug was pulled. Now, as the day is neared, the new and returning players have loaded up the game for one last flight and to push the game's platinum trophy while they still can. I never tried. I was never going to do it in 2 days. Never. Others, meanwhile, have begun a small push to keep Anthem alive via custom private servers, though the effort has been hampered somewhat by the game's lack of reach. As I said, right? I missed the server closure announcement last year and just learned about it a couple days, wrote the belated fan, Cyberpawn Piper. I had never played it, so I decided to take the game for a spin before it's too late, and the game is quite good. It is. It's a fun game. I'm just playing casually, and I'm still a noob after about 4 hours in, but there's solid foundation here. There's good bones. The visuals are fantastic. The combat and action are fun. My biggest issue is that guns felt kind of pointless, but overall the combat was fun, and the javelin flight is phenomenal and unique. I feel like the overheat mechanic could have been done better. I feel like the overheat mechanic should have just been stripped away. It would have made the game 10 times better, in my opinion. But it doesn't matter now, right? Upon release, after a lengthy and troubled development, BioWare received praise for Anthem's javelin mech suit combat, and particularly its flight mechanic, which lets you zoom around the game's open world like Iron Man alongside teams of friends. But players, by the way, imagine playing with friends. It would have been even more interesting going through this world with a squad flying around, which let you zoom around the game's open world like we already talked about, especially when compared to studios' beloved Dragon Age and Mass Effect games. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, Anthem never convinced players of BioWare's decision to pivot toward an online-only live service in an apparent attempt to recapture the crowd that had flocked to Bungie's Destiny. Which is funny. When I played it, it felt more like the movement felt more like Warframe. And I felt like if they went the route of Warframe outside of the $60 price point, which, let's be honest, at that time when it came out, I don't know, could they do free to play? I think they should have done free to play. And yes, they would have not gotten sales like immediately, but they could have gotten away with like heavy monetization of a free to play game. Like when we're talking about, and I'm okay with free to play having monetization if it's a good game. But obviously Anthem had a lot of issues at launch that I never experienced. And I got to experience some of the leftover bones, the skeleton of some of the problems. And it was very noticeable. Like the load screens were still egregious, but nowhere near they used to be. Having to, do some of the shitty quests that were really bad, very noticeable, even though they were nerfed. Like there, you can still feel the things that were done wrong. But I feel like if it was in like a beta or something, with some, MTX to support it, I feel like this game could have been fleshed out and it could have been a really cool world. And I think the world itself could have expanded with DLC and all that stuff, right? Upon release, after a lengthy and troubled development, BioWare received praise for, I already talked about that. Still, players are continuing to find reason to enjoy a dip in Anthem's world, even if it's just to satisfy their curiosity before the game goes for good. I truly wish I played it when it was released. Kind of feel the same. I think the problem with me is this is, again, when I talk about stepping away or trying to detach myself from Destiny, this is what I'm talking about. I think I was too entrenched with Destiny to try Anthem. I was too entrenched and I was like, nah, Destiny. Yeah, I knew the end was coming and I wanted to get the chance to say I was there. I was there. I can honestly say that it scratched the same itch that Destiny does. The gunplay, I don't agree. The different javelins, absolutely. Colossus for the win. We never got to play Colossus. I will never know what Colossus felt like. RIP, man. RIP. The differing choice of abilities, the flying, the story. Still can't believe Owen did what he did. Yeah, fuck Owen. If you know, you know. Fuck Owen. The differing styles of his ass should have been dead. The differing styles of enemies, that is a good point. There was actually a good variety of enemies. Like it was actually like nothing felt like, oh, just a copy paste. It's the same enemy multiple times. First Ascended. Added, let's see. There's too much to list. Added Cyber Pawn Piper. I wish I had started playing sooner, at least to finish the most story quests and experience different javelin suits. We did finish the core story, the core campaign, which is fine by me. I'm happy. And then we also played with 3 different javelins out of the 4. We played Ranger at the beginning, Interceptor, and then Storm, which I think was the best one in my opinion. Very cool. Storm was what makes me feel like they had the sauce, like the combos, the stacking of like statuses or like elements together was really cool. Like it was something that you just It felt like Warframe and Destiny put together, and it felt good. Some returning players have meanwhile set themselves the challenge of unlocking Anthem's full list of achievements trophies, which will become unattainable forever when the game servers go. Yeah, one of the few games that you will never be able to get achievements for again. Like that platinum trophy is going to be more rare than some of the stupid ass emblems in Destiny. I laughed too much. Oh man. Went down the wrong pipe in that one. Absolutely. It's funny. Like that trophy is gonna be, yeah, guys, sell your PlayStation accounts. So it's worth something because it has an Anthem. Sorry, inside joke. It has been a race against time, though many have completed the feat over the past week as EA's clock runs down. It's a bittersweet feeling getting the platinum, said absolutely not a clone. I didn't think I'd push away all other games and throw another work week's worth of hours into it, but damn, I missed this game and will miss it even more. I feel ashamed, I feel sad, but I feel so much better that I pushed for this platinum. Fellow fan Rymus, meanwhile, said they just hit Anthem's full score on Xbox. From the VIP weekend to this game will always be one of my faves despite the flaws. They wrote, learning the game was shutting down, I wanted to give it the honor it deserved. My Ranger with the VIP decal has been my main from the beginning. It's already shut down, so we're not reading that. I wasn't sure if I'd make it, wrote CB4, who also unlocked Anthem's platinum trophy. So many collectibles. I was getting burned out there following a YouTube guide, but I locked in over the last 4 days and got it done. I didn't have I'm so glad I didn't do that. As many hours as I did of others, but man, I'm gonna miss this game so much. I finally got it done on time, wrote King Exile. I wish they wouldn't shut down. I wish they would just sell or give the game to another company. I want it to get another chance. It's got potential. It was stressful getting the trophies, but it was so fun at the same time. Roaming around, fighting bosses, doing elemental combos. Yes, so good. That combo is so good. Man, I'm going to miss the game so much. Anthem will be in my heart. While there's still little chance Anthem will ever be officially revived or handed off to another developer, some fans still hope the game will become playable once via custom PC servers. Several Discord groups have been set up to explore the possibility of making Anthem playable in the future, the largest of which is the Forts Forge, a community that has been asking players to capture records of the game's communication with EA servers so they can be backwards engineered. This process has been slow, with just a handful of players helping out last year, but progress has now reached a point where a good amount of data has been attained. Still, there's no suggesting the game will be revived at any point in the near future, and it remains to see whether EA itself steps in to block the project's progress. IGN has contacted the team behind the effort for more. But while a handful of fans work on one potential future for the game, many others are simply taking the chance to say goodbye. Dozens have recorded screenshots of the characters via one Reddit thread for posterity, while others are simply reminiscing and sharing their thanks to BioWare and to their fellow players who served as the game's freelancers. I enjoyed it till the end, and I have a lot of good memories, wrote Robo Regiel, who posted a video of their final flight around Anthem's world. It was an honor, freelancer, for the Legion of Dawn. I had played the game since launch and loved it, concluded Remarkable Set 334. I wish this game had more time. See you all in the skies till the sun sets one last time. Damn, why does it feel like we're at a fucking funeral? Like, it feels like we're at a funeral, man. It's at a funeral, man. Goodbye, Anthem. You will be remembered as a meme. I got that rare Anthem Platinum trophy. That's some good scaffolding there. Too bad the delivery was just the most bland and uninspired quests and objectives in all of gaming. Yeah, it was pretty uninspiring. Flying around and suddenly hitting invisible load screens felt shit. It definitely needed improvement. And considering you could fly, the ceiling was too low. Yeah, Sag, I missed my Colossus. Yeah, I mean, let's not be rose-tinted glasses here. Like, actually, is that what you want to, would you call, it's not rose-tinted because you're not looking past and thinking positively. You're thinking too positive. Like, let's not be toxic positivity about something that is shutting down for a reason, right? The game had issues and has issues, right? Let's just be honest. but it's a game that needed more time to cook, and greed pushed it out the door to make money. And when it wasn't getting money that they wanted, which, by the way, this is the problem that Destiny is facing right now. The game itself in Destiny is not. If you look at Destiny's chart, and I have this always open just for this moment, like you could see that Destiny is going down, and the value that it is probably getting is going down the toilet, right? Live service games like Destiny are not as successful as they used to be. Games maybe like Helldivers is more popular. You know, Arc Raiders is popping off in the extraction world because of what it provides. But I think Looter, and we're looking at Borderlands. Borderlands 4 is trying to tiptoe between being a single player co-op campaign game and a live service game. And it's floundering. It's doing horrible numbers now. It's because looter shooters in general just kind of aren't in popularity outside of maybe Warframe. And even then, it's not your traditional looter shooter in the sense that you just like Destiny, where you can keep farming rolls and rolls. It's more of a, you farm it, you unlock the gun, and you just keep it forever. Like Warframe is nothing like Borderlands and Destiny. Borderlands is more like Destiny, and Destiny is more like Borderlands in that regard into the loot chase. And I would say Anthem was probably the weakest of them all, because the weapons themselves that I played, and yes, I didn't play end game and unlock like probably the best of the best stuff, but based on what I played, everything felt generic and boring. Like I just threw on a weapon and I mostly focused on the ability. Like, yeah, let's see what Paul Tassi has to say about this. I don't even know if I'm going to read the whole thing. We might skim through it. I just want to see if he had anything else. Anthem is dead for the 5th time at least. Wait, how many times has this game died? Many would have called it dead on arrival with disastrous early technical issues and a litany of bugs. I think that's true. If Anthem came out with the bugs that it launched today, they would have probably scrapped it sooner. Absolutely. I think they would have scrapped it. I think that's fair. Because I think, and here's why. Back then, people were a lot more willing to deal with bullshit. People were more forgiving. Not today. If you don't have a banger, people are tired of just ass games. We've had so much slop thrown at us that modern gamers have zero patience for half-baked games. Your game will just die if it is half-baked. Like, I think Project CD Red with Cyberpunk was a miracle, because that game probably would have died if it was like that today. Same thing with No Man's Sky. Like, those two games have flourished, especially No Man's Sky. It's an entirely different game, but those games would probably, in the way we are now, and I think that's a good thing. I don't think that games need. I've seen people bitch and complain about like, oh, people are unfair and now everything's dead on arrival. People are so picky. Yeah. You bet your fucking ass. Consoles going up in price. PC parts going up in price. Video games going up in price. You absolutely bet your ass you need to be pushing for game quality to be premium for the amount of shit you have to spend to play it. I hope that Anthem, if it came out the way it was at launch, if it came out now, would be crucified. There is no way that modern gamers should ever accept the shit that we've been trying to be force-fed, like the shit that they've been throwing out. Absolutely. And I think Anthem is a perfect example of a game that should never be allowed to come out in the state that it is. Anthem development was messy. When they released first gameplay, they didn't even have a playable version. And during most of the development, they were not allowed to internally to even mention Destiny. Well, they didn't want to compete with Destiny. And I understand that. Which is funny that people continue to look at Destiny, but Warframe, again, Warframe I felt like it competed more of Warframe than anything. And now that Warframe's starting to get even more popular because more eyes are on it because Destiny is hitting the shit, like people are like, okay, well, this is obviously going downhill. Let's look at other games, and people are finally giving Warframe the attention it deserves. And Anthem, well, we already know Anthem is talked about potential than any other game. Your Lawbreakers, your Marvel Avengers, your Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, but Anthem felt like there was a spark there buried deep. It was kindled occasionally, but BioWare was in no way ready to rise to the challenge, though earlier than some, they were still 5 years late to the launch of Destiny, the game it hoped to emulate, and even 2 years past Destiny 2. It was a trend we saw before and have since a dedicated single-player studio attempting to pivot to live service multiplayer. It almost never goes well. Failed launches to cancel projects. The idea here was that this would be a live shooter with the kind of story campaign BioWare players had come to expect. It was not even close, that it felt like a fraction of a campaign at best. I would say this is true after playing it. Yes. Very, very, like, not even impressive at all. It felt like, if I were to give it in a way that people who play Destiny would understand, it felt like a Destiny season. Like the story felt seasonal. And the entire missing endgame instead, it should have been pretty clear they were not up to this when they missed almost every promised update on their first roadmap. Where was the potential then? Almost exclusively center on gameplay. I would agree. Another strength was javelins. I would agree. The final idea that Anthem could be saved with a 2-point update was never realistic. First, this was EA we're talking about, not exactly a company looking to throw more money into something clearly resembling a hit. Second, even as one of the game's most avid players and certainly its most dedicated journalist, I could not see it working. There was too much to add. There was no way to draw back the kind of audience it needed. Perceptions were largely set in stone by that point. As for servers coming offline today, it's a rather arbitrary moment. Dead Anthem won't be much different from a live Anthem in its current state over the last few years. This understandably raises questions about paid video games and the ability to keep playing them indefinitely, but this is the world now and it won't change. This is what we call a shit eater. This is why I don't like Paul Tassi. He is the biggest dick eater in the gaming journal, like outside of like IGN, pandering to like whatever shit they pander to. I don't know what it is. It's after Paul went to go see Bungie, they are literally he sucks the dick of these companies now. I don't understand. It raises the question about paid video games and the ability to keep playing them indefinitely. But this is the world now, and it won't change. Shut the fuck up. You know what? There's a reason why people are pushing stop killing games, you dumb son of a bitch. Because people like you want to suck the dick of a billion-dollar company or any company. Guys, this is just how it has to be. No, it doesn't. Don't buy their shit. We've already seen pushback for like Call of Duty and even Destiny, even Battlefield. And guess what? When they don't make money because people are tired of bullshit, guess what? They will make changes, and it's already happening. We've already seen changes being done. Is it going to be massive off the bat? Absolutely not. But to sit there and say it's never going to change, it won't change, that's because you're sucking dick. If you are a shit eater and you continue to eat shit, then you will always get shit. I hate this mentality. I hate this. Well, that's the world. No, the world's that way because you let it be that way. Oh, my house is on fire, huh? Oh, well, I guess that's just how it's going to be. I'm going to let my house burn down because it's on fire. No, you dumbass. You're going to put the fire out. I did enjoy much of my time with Anthem more than most, but however much potential it had, it did not have the developer or the publisher or the audience to back it up. I don't think that's true. I think it did have the audience, but the reality is it wasn't good enough to keep them. Just like Destiny. Destiny has an audience, but the game's not at the state, or the franchise isn't good enough at this moment to keep it. And I use Destiny a lot because it is probably one of the few live services outside of Warframe, I do have Warframe's chart here too. Like they're doing good. Like this is when a good live service is able to keep numbers. And this is just, this is not including console and even mobile now, right? Like they're popping off. They're doing what they need to do. But I hate this. It won't change. It won't change if you're a dumb bitch. 30%, let me guess, American math. Do not have percentages over there. This will be a historic lesson of not pushing games out the door before it's ready. Let it cook. People keep painting the game as a failure, which it did, but that doesn't mean we didn't enjoy aspects of it. No one has made a good and flashy exosuit-based game with flying and explosive abilities like Anthem. Yeah, I mean, they just haven't. Here's some footage of my gameplay. Yep. I still think BioWare could have revived this. It just needed core gameplay. Yeah, people, there is an audience. Like the whole idea that there's no audience or it's a low audience, you don't, like, it's not true. There is absolutely an audience. The reality is that, well, when you ship it out, by the way, what is this drip? Oh man, god dang, 960. Oh man, I was nowhere close to that. We're not even level 80. Dude, that drip looks fucking sick on Storm. That looks sick. Like the skull mask, everything. Oh, I'm so pissed. Man, I'm so fucking pissed. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm pissed. Anyways. Let's see what people are saying about this before we end the video. What fans? Sadness. By the way, it's funny to see calls, which is like from the Destiny world, and then seeing from IGN, which is just the gamer world, right? Sadness. Never ever buying a game from BioWare again. Looks like I wouldn't either. I would never buy a game from BioWare unless it's a single player campaign, and I wouldn't pre-order it. Looks like a failed game. Most fun I had when the guy looks like Iron Man felt like I was playing Iron Man game and not Anthem. BioWare destroys everything. It was not a blockbuster. Tried logging in, but it was a broken link. Couldn't look back at my old bills or relive the Swarm Tyrant or other memories. Really sad. It can't end like this. It did. Yeah, all 10 of them got together and complained online how dead the game. I don't think, man, again, maybe Paul was right in the fact that the wider range audience was not kind of. This is also Twitter, so this doesn't give you like a wider rate. But we're seeing people that are like, hey, dead game, like they do Destiny. Fans are saying farewell to Anthem. BioWare failed Lilt is officially the end of the road for the Javelins. No worries, PC gamers will make an offline server sometime, so it works forever. The Crew 1, Battleborn, and a long list of other games shut down. Online games still work on PC offline. Do they? Hello? If you ever find one, let me know. I have a copy of the file on the isolated offline hard drive. It can take up to years depending on how complex it is. Everyone gave up on Battleborn except for one dude. He struggled hard to get to work with all its DRMs. Wait, so people can play The Crew 1? Saying farewell, nobody said hello. Releasing that demo saved so many gamers money. Damn, a lot of people did not like Anthem. I could have been on an actually good single player game, maybe with co-op option. Nailed combat and gameplay, fell to everything else. I said farewell 6 years ago. Most live service games are terrible, and if you don't get the mix just right, it's doomed to be a giant L. Yep, yes we are. Should failed and Blockbuster be in the same sentence? Could have been, but they dropped the ball. All 5 of them. Damn, a lot of people were very upset with this game. Amazing game. Press F for respects. Let's see. What are the shared? Buy Anthem, a graveyard of failed live service games, even from major developers like BioWare, especially BioWare back then, should be cautionary tale for any other C-suite publishing except wanting a piece of that market. Oh, all those shares, and it was just 2 people that commented. Okay. Damn. Anyways, I'm glad I got to experience it. If you experience Anthem, what was a pro that you really liked, a memory, and what was a con, especially if you played when it first came out? I jumped on at the end to experience it just to say I was there. and also to have this really sick, you know, Mountain Dew pop coaster. Like I'm going to use it to as a coaster for my table. Really nice. $10 coaster. Pretty cool. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, don't forget to game out.